This
going to
conference will now be recorded.
what is the advantages, like kind of a introduction which you are going to discussing. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so Mulesoft is like nothing but it's a kind of integration tools. Okay, I hope you're aware, and most of the guys are in integrations, I believe. Okay, so if not, like let me explain that what is integrations. Okay, so integration nothing but if we have a two applications, like example, if we have a two applications are different technology which was built. Like example, if application A built on like Java applications, and if application B is built on like .NET applications, like if we want to exchange the data from one application to other applications, integration tools is required. So integration tools is required means both are supporting example like web applications only, but the application kind of architecture, syntax, structure, communications, and everything is a different one. But how other application will understand if simply transfer the data between application to application, why other application will understand. So in these cases, integration tools are sitting in the middle place to collect the data, whatever the data which you are sending before sending to application B. First, integration tools is sitting in the middle place to collect the data. Once collecting, before sending the data to the target application, nothing but in this case is application B, what they are expecting, like what is the communication things, what is the format, what is the structure, what is the syntax, everything. Integration tool will do the customization, then will transfer the data to the application B. The same application B will process your request and again sending back the response back to the application A. The same again integration tool will collect the data from application B, and whatever application is EA as expecting as a response, the same we can do inside the integration tool, sending back the response to application A as well. This is the main motto in the like integration mechanism. So in these cases, integration tools are independent of the technology. Any kind of technology we can transfer the data. Not only Java, not only .NET, SAP system or a Salesforce system or a cloud systems, any kind of systems which we transfer the data or which we exchange the data between the applications only. So that is the reason integration tools are considered independent of the technology. Any kind of technology we can transfer the data. That may be one to one also, or that may be one to many also. So what is one to one or what is one to many in these cases only? Sometimes not very simple, which you are doing very online transactions, correct, right? So when you are selecting the product and finally your request will go into the payment page and payment processing your request, and you are receiving as a response mobile and text messages. So in these cases, payment system is sending back the response to two different systems. Like one is your mobile system, like that is a text format, and other one is like your mail format. Content is same, but the structure of the message is different only. That who will take care in between? One integration tool will collect the data from the bank application, and we are receiving as a response to different applications only. So that is called one to many. That may be two systems also. That may be n number of systems also. We can transfer the data what target system is expecting. So without integration tools, can we implement the same kind of mechanism? Yes, we can implement, but only limitations. What is limitations means both are same kind of format. Like a format is nothing but a example. Salesforce, if you want to send the data to Salesforce to the service now, Salesforce has a own format on. Like a format nothing but like XML we know that, like Excel we know that, Word we know, text format we know, right? Along with this, there are plenty of formats available in the market. Each technology they have their own formats. Okay, Salesforce have their own format, ServiceNow have their own format like this only. So each and every technology they have their own format to read the data to send the data to the target system. Example, Salesforce sending the data to the ServiceNow system. Salesforce have some format. So Salesforce saying that this is the format of the data only I am sending. Can you please consume it? But service now saying that I am not accepting that format. I have some different format to read the data from the other application, then who is the responsible to transfer the data between the application? Like integration tool is the responsible to transfer the data between the applications. So without integration tools, I'm not using any integration tools. Can we implement the same kind of mechanism? That is what I told you, right? It is a limitation. So what is a limitations means? Both are same format that I told you. Both are same kind of data also, like a data nothing but a structure also. So if any customization, like both are same like a system applications only. Maybe different applications also, both is the same kind of things only. Like same format or same communication rate is going to be supported. And that limitations also one-to-one communications. Like one application to other applications only we can transfer the data. We cannot transfer more than the applications as well. So that is the limitations which we have. So that is the reason people are using as integration tools to transfer the data one to one or one to many applications. We come down here, like if I'm going to implement the problem to problem, sorry, point to point of integrations only, nothing but a one to one applications. If we notice here, changes in message producer endpoint URL will affect the message consumer which are accessing it. So changes is nothing but example in these cases. Now currently I'm using two different application, two applications only. Imagine they are not using any integration tools, so they transfer the data on application A and application B. So both are same kind of format, same kind of communication. So simply they transfer the data. So going forward, application B had decided there is a latest technology which is available in the market that will give the best to the performance or quality, anything. The customer has decided to migrate the latest feature on latest technology. What about the application A? So application A has to migrate, then only the communication will be happen with the application B, or application A lose the business of application B. So why they both are exchanging? Because we are connecting the multiple systems in online. Correct, right? Like as I told you before, we are doing a payment like online transaction. How many systems which you are connecting? Like you are connecting at any like online portal application, payment systems, or net like vendor systems, like order processing system, customer system. And there are plenty of applications which are connecting internally once you place an order. This is the simple one I'm talking about. So like this, if these applications different technologies only, we don't know what kind of technology they built, but still we are connecting the data between the applications only. Who is going to take care to transfer the data, like your payment details to the banker, and banker to order a payment confirmation to the vendor, vendor confirmation to the customer. If you have any clarification, then you need to call to the customer care, or someone is coming and delivering the data to you. There's some vendor or some excel, sorry, some delivery system. So who is connecting the responsible? Because something happen also, someone we are easily identify all these things. This is called between the all these applications, integration tool will responsible to transfer the data. But in these cases I'm not using any integration tools. What is the challenging part here? The challenging is, as I told you, one to one communication. So one-to-one communication still I'm using only. Okay. Example, like application B has decided to migrate, right? Then what about that? Application A should migrate, or else application A lose the business of application B to transfer the data. So that is what, like that is one of the drawback on. So if a message producer and consumers are both are different protocols. So like Salesforce to service now, like two different applications. So two different applications, definitely we should use as a integration tools only. But the same application, nothing but point-to-point integrations. If same protocols, like the same communication only, we can use like a Salesforce to Salesforce, or Salesforce to like same format, same connections. That is what it is like different protocols only. Message type also. That is a message type, nothing but a structure of the content. Same kind of format is going to be supported, same kind of communication it is going to be supported, and same connection URL kind of things it is going to be supported. And single point of failure, single point of failure means now we are connecting to the multiple systems. Like if something wrong, it's very difficult to identify which system it got failed. So these are the drawbacks customers are facing when connecting to the multiple system. Now, to avoid all these things, integration they are introducing as integration tools. Integration tools are sitting in the middle place to collecting the data any one of the application, and we can easily transfer the data. So that is the reason ESB nothing but enterprise service bus is used to eliminate the drawbacks point to point integration. So point to point integration means now example these are the applications which are connecting randomly any one of the application. Directly you cannot connecting with the application A to application B. First application A wants to send the data to the application E. First integration tool is collecting, and whatever the data application A is sending, first integration tool is collecting. Once collecting and before sending the data to the application E, what application is expecting, we can transfer the data before sending, then sending back to application E only. Once application E collecting the data, again sending back the response, or internally application E wants to send the data to the application D, then again application E send back to the integration tool and sending back to the application D. Like this, we can exchange the data between the applications only. Now in these cases, if something wrong, any one of the application is failing at runtime or any while doing the processing, we can easily like identify where it got failed. Then we can take an necessary action to resolve the issue. Any doubt here? Let me- if I want, yeah, go ahead, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, hi Shashank. This is Rajesh.
Yeah,
I have a query. So is this MuleSoft which is integrated parties, which is applications, or else web applications only, or else any other kind of application will be integrated with this
so any kind
MuleSoft?
of applications like nothing but like, can you please elaborate that? Like any kind of
Like SAP to SAP, like any SAP to other, or API integration,
no,
or
API integration we
any
can do
Windows.
that. No. API integration we can do that. SAP integration we can do that. Cloud integrations also. Web applications also. Any kind of application we can do that.
Okay, I mean, see, there are other tools as well, like Boomi also, I think Dell Boomi, which is
Yeah,
same similar kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Am I right? Correct me if I'm
Point
wrong.
of clarification, because not only MuleSoft, there are plenty integration tools are available, but each integration tool there is an advantages, right? So that is what, not
So,
only
like,
Boomi, like
yeah,
Tipo
yeah,
also available.
correct,
Boomi as a, yeah,
correct,
Dell
correct, correct, correct. So
application.
other
Yeah.
tools are available in the market, but
Mm.
why if
I'll give the
I'm
I'll
the
give
guy
the
who need to choose? Yeah, yeah, sorry.
I'll give the clarification going forward.
Yeah.
I'm just to explain the integration, then I'll give the what are the
Okay, okay. Go
integration
ahead,
tools
go
and
ahead,
the
go ahead.
what are the best of all these things.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So if I want to implement integration concept, what it is required. So as an integration point of view, we have adapters and transformation and routing and filtering. What is adapter in this case? So what is transformation? Adapter is nothing but a connector zone. Like connector is nothing but a like communication. Like example, we have a .NET application, or in this case, a Salesforce service or any applications. First, user has logged into this application, like web application, any API based, any kind of things I'm talking about. Once user is connecting and doing something, and finally he's trying to connecting to the, he doesn't know what kind of system is going to be connecting. Example, you click a submit or sign up your page and all this data also. Once you submit the request, then internally there is a one connector will collect the data. So example, connector arithmetic communication, communication arithmetic transport. Like each system, they have their own format. As I told you before, the same way, each system they have their connection details. So that is nothing but a communication protocol. Like Salesforce have a Salesforce connection details, and ServiceNow or Java or any kind of applications when you are connecting, we need some connection details is required. That is nothing but a connector or nothing but an adapter. So here we are not writing any business logic, just we are transferring the data, whatever the data which you are doing, customer is doing. Once you submit the request internally, this connector will collecting the data and hand out to the integration tool. So connector is playing as a major role between the applications only, like between the application, like that is one to one also, one to many also. Who is going to develop these connectors? Like whatever the integration tool which you are using, they are responsible to develop the connectors also. Because or else if you want to develop your own connector also, but they are not. If we are using the Mulesoft related supported connectors, example, we need to buy the product and we can transfer the data. Here just for transferring the data only, not writing any business logic, and we can use that connector and we can establish the connection. Then always it is more like up and running. Once user will submit, we don't know right when user is connecting and login off. So whenever user is submit the request, this connector will collecting the data and hand out the data to the integration tools. So in the same way, once integration tool will collecting the data from the connector and need to identify which system do I need to transfer, like maybe a partner system or large system, any kind of system, then integration tool will once identify once I after identify what is the data they are expecting. It's a very simple one, as I told you, right? Once payment completed, then your mail message or text messages. Like a format is different. Like the content is common, the structure of the format is different. That is one example, simple one I'm talking about. That kind of things, like we can do that. That is called transformation. To transform the data, to transfer the data between the applications. Between the applications means like again, each technology they have their own format, as I told you so many times. The same way. So what is the system do I need to transfer? And before transforming, once identify the applications, then what is the structure they are expecting? And example, source system sending the data as a large number of file that contains a large number of records. Do I need to transfer the same kind of data to the target system or any customization? And what is the format target system is expecting? Kind of things which you are going to do inside the transformation. Once that is completed, then we can transfer the data to the target system. Target system also directly integration tool cannot transfer that. Again, we need a target system supporting connector to transfer the data. Okay, this is called transformation. Between the application, what we are going to do, transformation is also playing as a major role between the applications only. Okay, so each integration tools, like there are plenty of integration tools are available in the market. Okay, each integration tool they have their own language, but Mulesoft currently we are into the learning or discussing Mulesoft, right? So Mulesoft have their own language. By using that language, we can transfer the data. Okay. Now, what about the routing in these cases? Route to the system. So route to the system means like first .NET application sending the data to that by using the connector Mulesoft or any integration tool collecting the data, and transformation also done inside the integration tools. Then integration tool is going to be identify the same kind of data do I need to transfer one system or one to many system, or based upon your input we can transfer the data to the either of the systems, because we can do the parallel processing also, correct, right? One to many communications also, or one to one also, or else I have a, because integration tool connecting three different systems. Okay, but if I'm request is coming from the .NET application, I'm going to transfer to partner system, or else if I'm receiving the integration tool will receive the data from the mail system and I'm going to transfer larger system. Kind of things I'm talking about. Based upon your input, you need to identify which system do I need to transfer. That is called one to, based upon the condition we need to transfer. That is also comes under routing only. Routing maybe one to one also, one to many also, or based upon my input, I'm going to transfer any one of the systems. So these kind of things which are going to do inside the integration tools only. So how the data will be transferred? Connector is playing as a major role. because it is collecting the data. Once collecting the data, hand out to the integration tools. After once integration tool will collecting, we can identify what kind of data do I need to transfer. Once transformation has been completed, then what is the connection details do I need to transfer? That may be one to one or again one to many. The same volta again. So once data has been submitted by using the connector, it is a synchronous communication or it is asynchronous communication. All these things which we need to do inside the integration tools, then we can send the response back to the target system as well. This is what we can do inside the integration tools only. Okay. Now, when to use and when not to use, right? That is what. If it is a one-to-one communication, like only one application to one other applications, and there is no further changes, simple pass-through mechanism. I'm reading the data, I'm sending the data to the other application. There is no point to use of any integration tools. If any customization required between the applications only, integration tool is required. And to different application whenever you are using, definitely integration tool is required. So to different means everything is different. Connection is different, format, structure, etc. is different. Obviously, we should use as a integration tools. That is what they mention is the sentence only. Now coming back to that, what are the different integration tools are available in the market? Because integration not coming like recently, it is a older mechanism, but there are plenty of integration tools are available. Then why as a MuleSoft? Because now we are discussing integration tool MuleSoft, right? Because like there are so many, like TIPCO is a, one of the famous integration tool. Okay, TIPCO competitor is a MuleSoft now. Okay, and also the same, the Dell company they have a Boomi, and Oracle company they have a Fusion, and IBM company they have IIB. Like this, there are plenty of integration tools or etc. Okay, there are available. So if you notice here, commercial and non-commercial integration tools. Now we are discussing the MuleSoft, right? Like MuleSoft is completely like it is a Salesforce product. Okay, before like 2018, 2018, MuleSoft is the company name and their product also MuleSoft only. But in the 2018, Salesforce take over the MuleSoft. Now it is a company name called like MuleSoft is an integration tool. The company is like a parent or owner of this product is Salesforce. So the same, like a Fusion is the integration tools, owner of the company, like example Oracle, the Boomi also Dell or TIPCO is a company, etc. Then why as a MuleSoft as an integration tools now market, right? So MuleSoft is completely like a competitor as a TIPCO. So like TIPCO is giving the best, like whenever we are using any kind of product, first we need to identify the what is the best product in the online, the quality or customization, commercial point of view. These are the things only. So TIPCO is one of the famous integration tools when compared to the others only. Why? Because this is user-friendly tool and we can easily integrate the applications only. Okay, but it is a very expensive product. So before that, there is another option. Then the people are choosing the other integration tools also. Now, whenever Salesforce taking the product like MuleSoft, there are different advantages. Now, first of all, I would like to transfer the data to the application. First, I need as a connector. So connector is playing as a major role in any integration tools only, but there are plenty of connectors MuleSoft introducing and keeping into the their applications only. We can use the same connectors only. But anyway, all the integration tools are charging the money. Even MuleSoft also charging the money also. But there is a commercial point of it. They're giving the some best advantage. So that is one of the reason customers are choosing one product as a MuleSoft. And also it is like there are multiple ways we can deploy the applications also. Like example, even the product point of view also, it is also like not a free of product. We used to buy the product only, but they are giving some advantages only. Because what kind of advantage, right? I have a small organization, I'm not ready to buy the product. Then way to integrate the applications, yes, we can directly download and we can integrate that. But the same feature which is not available at TIPCO also, because we need to buy the product, then we can use it. And I have a small piece of integration which I'm doing. Okay, but I haven't no money to buy the product. Can I do that? Yes, we can do that. The only difference is we can integrate that, we can download the application as a MuleSoft but we are not getting any support from the integration team, nothing but a MuleSoft team. But mine is a small piece of work. I don't want to. I require to the any integration support from the MuleSoft side. Then we can easily download it. Once you can download, you can done the changes. Then what to do? We need to deploy the application, the server. Server also they are providing multiple ways only. Like a cloud is one is MuleSoft is supporting, and non-cloud also available MMC. Okay, and also like there is a standalone server which is available online. We can directly download it and deploy it, and you can in changes or make it ready in the online. So that is also like open source server also available. That is the reason they mentioned open source CSB as a MuleSoft, but not completely the open source CSB. Okay, we used to buy the product only, but they are giving us some options only. If you want, we'll give the this kind of support, or else you are running as a small organization and do not have money to buy, then we can do it directly, download it and do it only. So these are the one advantages only. And it is a Salesforce product also, so they are giving some benefits if you buy the Salesforce, and where they're providing the access of MuleSoft, or MuleSoft you buying, they're providing the access of Salesforce. This is one advantage. Also API based mechanism. MuleSoft is completely like a APIs only. Okay, APIs is nothing but a services. Like services are developing different ways only. As you are aware, right? We are developing as a SOAP services, REST services. Okay, SOAP is again we require a WSDLs only. So REST is nothing but multiple ways. Like APIs are nothing but a REST based mechanism. So the same kind of services, like whatever the service which we built on SOAP, the same service we can build on the REST. There is a lot of difference between SOAP and REST also. Okay, that anyway I'm going to cover in the training sessions only. What is SOAP? What is the REST? How we are going to design as a SOAP services? How we are going to design as a REST services? If you are REST service, if you are developing, we require a APIs only. What is APIs? That I'm going to cover the training session. I'm not touching here. So APIs is very, very easily we can build the services. Okay. So we can very fast developing and fast performance also. That is also one of the reason like MuleSoft completely we are developing API based mechanism. That is also one of the reason the MuleSoft is very popular in the market to occupy the business only. So one is cost wise, and that is also they are giving the option to that, and the API based mechanism easily built as a services also, and playing as a major role as a connectors, and it is very very user friendly tool, and we can easily integrate a large number of applications. Like these are the advantages only, because there are plenty of integration tools is available, but TIPCO is why, because TIPCO is giving the best integrations only. So if you are facing challenging of while integrating the multiple applications, okay, TIPCO is one of the best product. Now before MuleSoft only, still TIPCO also available. Rest of the integration tools are available, but Salesforce is complete like a MuleSoft competitors TIPCO. Correct. So TIPCO is occupying the market. Then what best I'm giving so that I'm going to occupy the market. Correct. That is what people are thinking on. The same way that is completely in the open, not a open. So we used to buy the product. They are giving options to that. So user-friendly tool, and it's a multi-integration product, and it's a cost-wise also they are giving options. Deployment also they are providing multiple options, and it is one is Salesforce product. They are giving the advantage like customers to the benefits. If you buy Salesforce, I'm offering to the MuleSoft and Salesforce kind of communications only, and it is user friendly tool, easily integrate the application when you have a large number of integrations and complexity of integrations also. Complexity means nothing but a 10 or 20 hour application we can easily integrate by using the MuleSoft also. So these are the advantages are available. So that is what they mentioned here on. So Melius will take a complexity of integrations like enable the developers easily to build a high performance and secure multi-protocol communications. It's not a completely open source. That is what I told you. So but they are giving options only. So if you are buy or if you are not buying, we can do as an integration. So any doubt here, let me know. Okay.
Yeah, Shashank. So as you said that it's a Salesforce product, am I right? Like for an example, if we need to, these are all required any additional languages, or else all things we have to do in the API itself, like whether it is REST, whether it is SOAP, how we will, what kind of language which is required for this MuleSoft? Is any like traditional language we know that C# or whatever the other language which is not required for this?
Not required, not required. So that is like if you want to develop an APIs only example, APIs are not only
Mm-hmm.
meals of other products also using only. So
Correct.
the same way, each technology we are going to develop in different languages. The same way. So API is also supporting like if we want to develop an APIs, there are I know that RAML is one language, Open API is one language, and Swagger is one language. Okay,
Yes.
okay. The same way, MuleSoft is supporting RAML language. Swagger also supporting, but 90% the MuleSoft projects are developing using the RAML language. RAML is RESTful API modeling language. By using RAML, we used to develop an API. So we are not requiring any other programming language to do the integrations only. Everything MuleSoft related things are available. We used to learn in the training session. We can do the integrations.
But how it will work for the Windows? Like as you said that, for an example, if it is move from like we have to integrate it from one application to another application.
Mhm.
Just correct me if I'm wrong. Like I have a requirement like from from Windows to some other application kind of things. So will it will it support for this? Like for an example, let's say Windows to web kind of thing. Let's take an example. Will it support for this?
Yes, correct. So examples like a web application, nothing but any kind of web application, like doing online transactions, very simple one.
Correct.
Now you are doing the NEFT transaction, correct, right? Now that is also one of the web applications. Now what you have to do, you are going to enter the data, all your beneficiary details, your account with example, etc., etc. Now submit the details. Then backend system will process your request. Correct. Once the backend system will process means how the target system is going to be expecting your response. Once user has been submitted, then the data is going to be converting one format. I don't know what kind of format, that depends upon the applications. That
Okay.
format MuleSoft, like not only MuleSoft, any integration tool will read the data by using the corresponding application connector. Once MuleSoft is reading, then we need to transfer the HDFC or any other bank. Again, integration tool will identify what kind of format they are expecting, all these things. Done it and transfer the data to the target system. That is what we can do the web applications also, API based mechanism also. Any kind of integration we can do that. That is what in the UI also see. MuleSoft is going to be integrated. This is the like a high level. I just highlighted here only. Any cloud
Mhm.
platforms, any customer applications, any SaaS application, any social network, any devices, any kind of application we can integrate.
Is it possible to do Citrix-based applications too, and Citrix-based or mainframe-based applications?
Yes, of course, mainframe centric basis also. Yeah, that is our legacy systems only. Mainframe system, we can do that because every that
So
is what there are two ways we are going to integrate it. First of all, we have a connector. MuleSoft is not a connector of mainframes. Then we have a REST options. So connector is always available. That is what I told you. Plenty of connectors are available. Example in the market, 500 technology, 500 connectors is required. Or else each connect. I do not have a connector. Then we can. There are two ways. REST connectors. So REST is always supporting the. We can transfer the data only. That is HTTP connector which you are using. Or else there is no REST connector. Then what is alternative way? The corresponding MuleSoft is developing connector. Then there is no connector. What is the alternative way? We can develop our own connector also to read the data any one of the applications.
own connector here, which language are you are saying like RAML
Ah,
language
no,
we
no.
need to
Some
develop
people
the
are
connector?
writing also sometimes like some big organizations like they are securities, any kind of things. So Java also people are using to develop own connectors also based upon their
Okay.
requirement. They are writing
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
got it. Like every tool have their own assets like connectors. For the MuleSoft, which is asset like a connector, like how the DLLs is working, the connectors will make a key role
Basic.
for this MuleSoft.
Yes. Connector is nothing but a simple
So
the technical general word is
transfer, yeah,
transport.
gateway kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
gateway or transport.
Transfer. So, as you said that there are multiple, so which is all like you already like tell to us like which is not open source, but most of the connectors is open source or free of cost, or else it's depends upon
No, no,
the
no. There
edit.
are a couple of connectors are free of cost only. There are a couple of connectors are not in the free of cost. We used to buy the connectors.
Got
Like
it.
very frequently using like transferring the data, file transferring, like web data transferring, and database, etc. That is they are providing as a free of cost. Any specific application, example, two ways, sir. Now I'm going to connect in the like a service now system. There are two ways. Service now connector is available. Service now REST connector also available. Like
Got
example,
it.
let me share my screen. Like a service now REST API. Okay, sorry. See, service now REST API. Now I'm going to connect in the service now system. Okay, so any kind of that, it depends upon your example. Your what is the purpose of service now? We need to create a ticketing tool, right? So now
Correct.
what
Correct.
happened?
Yes.
We know connector is already available in the Mulesoft. Okay. So I don't want to use the connector. Okay. I can use the service now REST API because this is a user friendly. All these things, there are so many factors on it. Then what to do? Service now providing REST API mechanism. They're providing the web application online only. So example, this is the one of the REST API. What is the behavior of this one? So we need to go through all these things. What is the purpose of as per your requirement is going to be suitable or not? Then we can connect to the service now system. Hey, I needed this service now. Sorry, this REST API permission. Then we need to buy it, or they are giving a permission to reuse it. Or else, Millsoft is providing the service now connector also. So each connector, what is the behavior? The Millsoft is providing the documentation. So we need the same kind of mechanism we can implement the by using the connector as well. There are multiple ways. Not only this one. This is an example I just am giving here.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, we normally use the REST APIs for the service now as well with the different
Uh-huh.
tool. That is a different concept. So, what is the major industries which utilizing
Any
MuleSoft? Like,
industry, sir. Any industry.
I
There is
mean,
no
I
specific
mean,
industry. Sorry.
no, no, no.
Go ahead.
Why I'm trying to ask this question? Because for an example, let's an example healthcare or else some banking. So there are the other things as well in the banking, like maybe a blockchain kind of thing as well for the other things. But why? I mean, so which industry is make a key role for this MuleSoft particularly?
I am not
In
saying
many
a
industries,
particular industry. No, no, no. I understand that. I am not saying a particular industry. So everywhere, like I used to work on, like example, my case only, banking industry. I used to work on. I used to work on retail domain, like a healthcare domain, and financial domain. There are different domains, like not only particular industry I'm talking about. So previously I was working the TIPCO. Okay, in my past experience, like so currently last
oh,
8 years
okay,
I'm working like a MuleSoft only. The TIPCO also one of the integration I just told you, right? So not only particular industry only, like any kind of industry people are using as integration tools.
got it, got it.
Any kind of applications also. Like now example, I used to connect the Jira systems only. Now Jira ticketing tool also. Like any social networking also. Now example, I currently I'm using the Google APIs only. Google API to get the Google locations. Now I'm using as integration tools. MuleSoft is providing the Google API to collect the Google data, like Google locations only, to integrate the applications. Any kind of integrations, any kind of application we can integrate only. That is what the starting of the session I told you. It is independent of the technology, not only particular domain or particular technology. Any kind of things which we are going to integrate the applications.
Okay, got it. Why I'm asking this question? Because see, the open fact is Dell Boomi is growing up. Like
No,
a
sir.
long
Dell
back, I
Boomi
hear
is
that
not a
MuleSoft.
latest. I understand. I understand. Dell Boomi is not a latest technology. Also, it is a older technology. Okay.
Okay.
So that okay. Like I was heard about the 10 years ago. Also, Dell Boomi. Okay.
Oh,
So it is
okay,
not a
okay.
latest thing. That is what each integration tool they have their own benefits only. I'm not commenting like a Dell Boomi or Tipco only, but they have their own advantages also. Now market there are 10 products are available. any kind of things. I
Yeah,
used
that
to choose
I want to understand. What the unique feature with the MuleSoft that I want to understand.
no, like
So that's why I
that
asked
is
this
what
question.
I explained, right? What of the best they are
Yeah,
providing
yeah,
that I
yeah.
explained. So then we
Correct,
can
correct,
compare to
correct.
the other because I was working like a TIPCO. Okay, I was the experience of the TIPCO experience, and then I switched to the MuleSoft only. Now I just compare that. Like let me clarify that. What is the TIPCO and MuleSoft? TIPCO is the cost wise very expensive. Okay. Now the point is
Mm-hmm.
TIPCO is only supporting to the when I was in TIPCO SOAP services. There is no REST services. So there is no API based mechanism also. And also TIPCO is now recently, like 3 years ago, I believe that they are migrating the cloud services. But TIPCO previously there is no cloud mechanism. But MuleSoft coming to the market, they are introducing the options on cloud or non-cloud also, standalone also. And also SOAP also, REST also. And API based mechanism also. And is a cost wise also. It's a user friendly. These are the advantages I'm talking about. When compared to the TIPCO, I'm giving an advantages. Okay, so Delbumi also available in the market. Like, but why people are choosing? Then Delbumi guys can compare that because I am the Tipco guys only. In the previous I'm talking about, I just give it because Tipco is the now market competitor is Millsoft only. Now that is the reason Tipco nowadays people like not using most of the organization. They're simply migrating the Millsoft as a product as
Got it, got it. Thanks, Shahang, for the explanation.
well. Yeah. Sure. So what is that?
Uh,
Like any integration tools, like it is a completely tool-based mechanisms only. Okay. So we have a tools, okay, or else what we are going to do that we are in developing a flows only. Okay. So we have a like each integration tool. Normally people are calling components or palettes only. What is that? I just explained that next session only. So we are once we can. This is a completely tool-based mechanism. First of all, inside the tool what we are going to do, we are developing a flows. How we are going to developing a flows? We have a palettes. Okay, palettes, sorry, palettes. We have a palettes. We used to drag the palette and we can do the customization, and we can drag the next palette and do the customization and transfer the data on. How can I know what palette is required to do the transformation or to integrate the applications, right? That anyway training section which I'm going to explaining on first of all. So the combination of palettes is nothing but a flow. Like example, whenever people are writing the any programming language, we have a line of code, or line one, line two. Each line there is a behavior. First line executed, then only second line will execute, or second line with third line like this. N number of lines people are writing, finally they fulfill the requirement. The same way, there is a requirement, you need to consume the data and you need to send the data to the target system. We are going to developing a flows only. They are calling as a program, we are calling as a flow. In the program contain lines of code, in the flow contain lines of palettes or combination of palettes. Each combination, each palette, there is a behavior. Once that execution completed, then the data is going to be transferred to the next component, next component, like this only. Finally, you can transfer the data. So one requirement, sometimes we used to develop multiple flows. Each flow contain multiple palettes also. That is 50 also, 40 also, 20 also. That depends upon the requirement. We used to drag it and we can add it and we can integrate the application. That is what, as I told you, simple transformation. Simple transformation. There is no point use of any integration tools. Now we are interacting to the multiple systems or multiple behaviors only. So we need to fulfill that behavior so that we are going to developing the flows that contain all these mechanisms. So this is called flows, and what it contains, flow content. Flow is nothing but how message, nothing but a data is going to be transferred between the applications only. And it is kind of carrying the data between provider and consumer. Provider nothing but someone is providing the data, Millsoft is consuming, and Millsoft is do the integration and delivering the data to the target system. Again, Millsoft is consuming the target application and sending back the data to the provider application. That is what carrying data from message provider and consumers. While carrying the data, then we can discuss right routing and transferring and filtering or etc. That is what I explained previous. before, right? And single flow can integrate n number of applications. Single flow, nothing but a one flow can integrate one to one application, one to many applications. So this is what the flow contain all these things which are going to do that. Okay, the message can transfer between the applications and the message provider and consumers, and it contains transform like a routing and filtering the data. Any kind of any doubts you can let me know.
So I have one question. For
Yes.
example, one application is running in Windows and
Mm-hmm.
one application is running in Linux. So
Mm-hmm.
how it will be integrated? Like how we are transferring the data between two
So
platforms?
one application we are reading from the Windows, one application we are sending as a Linux, right? First, we need to use as a Windows connector to read the data from the application, and the same kind of things, format all these things. Only once we'll do that before sending the Linux application, then it is support like use the Linux connector, or we can do the Linux REST API. Then we can send the data to the target system.
Okay. So there is no dependent platform dependence connectors.
Platform dependent connectors means like can you please elaborate the statement like a
No, there
dependent.
is how we are processing this data. Like we need in through what processes, like how we are transforming the data in terms of logic wise.
Logic wise, like example, what like content, like what is the structure the Linux is expecting that as before transforming that as an integration developer interact with the Linux team. Hey, this is the data which I received from the Windows application. Do I need to transfer the data to the same, or else any customization required? That kind of requirement we need to discuss with the target system, and based upon their input, we are going to do and transfer the data inside the integration tools.
Okay.
Any doubts apart from this one?
In
So
addition to
just
his question, like,
yeah, go ahead, sir. Sorry,
sorry.
sorry. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
So, yeah, so how we are like, what is the common, extension for this? Like, for the previous guy asked one question, like from Windows to Linux. So you
Hmm.
said that from the Linux we need to collect the information and transform that, and from there to we need to transform to like a,
Windows, Windows or Linux or
router, like end
anything.
of the guy.
Yes,
Am I right? So
yes,
what
sir.
is the, like, there is no common connector is there. Like there is a dependent individual connectors. So we need to collect from Linux, or else we need to connect from Windows. We need to format one kind of format and then transform the information. So what is there any common language bridge in between the two application, like for an
Ah,
example,
no,
whether
no,
it is
that will be
XML, whether
that
it
will
is
be
extension, any.
yeah, yeah. So like a transformation also, each integration tools they have their own language. Mulesoft is using the DW language, data weave language. This is the Mulesoft own language. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, by using this language, we are going to transfer the data. Okay, what like a Windows application sending the data? Example, very simple one. So, like Windows sending the data as a XML format. Now we are aware only most of the guys. Now
Correct.
MuleSoft is reading as XML format after submitting the data from the Windows applications by using the connector, by using the REST, etc., etc. Now my requirement, I would like to send the data to the Linux system. Like Windows application sending the 20 fields of the data or any kind of structure I'm talking about, I'm not commenting here. I have received the data from the Windows that contains some information. Then, as an integration developer, the response will send the data to the Linux application. So directly Linux application cannot support that, cannot send it. Why? Because Linux is a different technology, different like behavior is completely different. Then what to do? What is the behavior of the first Linux behavior, and what kind of format they are sending, and what is the communication Linux is expecting? These kind of analysis integration developer has to take care. So who he's going to do what? How MuleSoft is supporting, or else then after that I'm going to connect him with the Linux point of contact. Then hey, this is requirement I have received that, and I would like to send the data to you. I want this information. Like what is the format they are expecting? Are they expecting the same kind of XML format? Or they are expecting the different format? First of all. Okay, then what about the data? This data, so and so data which I received, do I need the same kind of structure or same kind of content or any kind of things? And connectors point of view, we are integration developer has to identify. Once we are going to identify what about the connection details. So that I'm going to check with the Linux person. Hey, how I'm going to connecting your system? I need these information is required. Then they are going to provide that. Once everything is ready, then we can start the integration to transfer the data.
Okay. Got it.
So these kind of things are happening very frequently. So that is what sometimes we are connecting to the n number of applications. So that may be 20 applications, that may be 50 applications also. If something wrong, that simply highlighted the connect to the integration team. So we need to identify, we can provide the root cause, not in our integration hand. So that is issue, the some other applications we are going to debugging. That is what single point of failure, which I mentioned here in the document also here means. So we are connecting to the multiple applications, correct? If something wrong, so we are sitting in the middle place to integrate the applications. So example A and B, now you have done the integrations because A and B is nothing but a different applications. I'm not talking the same applications. So if something wrong, then people are highlighting with the integration team only, check with the integration. Then we can debug your changes or whatever it may be. Then where is it was happening, we can inform to the so on applications. Clear, sir? Any doubts? This is just I just given the high heads up like nothing. But first, what is integration? What is the advantage? If people are aware, some people are not aware. Just I'm giving a heads up only. Then what is the other integration tools? Why I'm learning this one? What is the advantage? And if I want to learn the integration, what we are going to do that? Any like prerequisite is required? Not like that. There is no prerequisite required only. Everything is a Mulesoft is going to be providing you. We just to follow the same, then we can integrate the application. So like example, any technology which you are using, we need a prerequisite only, not like that. Okay, so if you are reading also Salesforce, I'm not bothered about the Salesforce language. Okay, first as an integration developer, what Salesforce is sending, that is I'm bothering on. So now sometimes people are asking, do I need to learn all the technology? Not like that. First, as an integration developer interacting with the Salesforce team, so what kind of data we are reading, structure and format, that we need to understand only. Okay, so there is no prerequisites required as well. So only integration is going to be supporting. And if we want to learn the MuleSoft integration tools, they have their own languages only. We are going to learn those things and we can integrate the application. And one more advantage is like example, integrations is also market. There are plenty of integration tools are coming in the market. Okay, without integration tools, we cannot extend the data. That even now also going forward also, even the older also, the previous also. But if you learn one integration tools, we can quickly learn the other integration. Here only advantage is MuleSoft, TIPCO or Dell also, Dell Boomi or any integration tools, we used to develop a flows only. But the configurations, advantages, benefits, and user friendly, that depends upon the product as
See here how business using or prefer MuleSoft than application because of license cost or any other advantages.
well. No, license, that is what, sir. The cost wise also, I just explained that. Okay. And that is what I want to use as an integration. Mine is a small organization and I do not have money to buy the product. What is the option I'm going to choose? Okay, now MuleSoft is a very benefits. There are so many things which is available. Then are they providing? Yes, I just simply download online. We can do it as integration. So there is no support of MuleSoft in this case. Okay, you can develop the code. Then you want to make it online. Then the MuleSoft is providing one standalone server. You can download directly. You can do that. But if something wrong, MuleSoft is not providing. Why? Because we are not buying the product. But it's a small piece of work. I don't want to required in the MuleSoft. Then we can do it the same. Sorry. Clear, sir?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so actually, I have one thing like, so can we use a real reusable to connectors like, so for example, like, so we have converted to A to B, so I want to other application C to D. So when I'm converting C to D, so there is a common point in A to B. So I can use the same thing, right? So in C
Yes,
to
yes,
D, like, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So that's all from my end. Any clarifications? Like I just giving the tomorrow I'm going to start with the what is MuleSoft. The next session I'm talking about. What it
One last
contains.
question, Shashank.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So how the data is saved, like while security wise, like
That
how
is
it
also
will
yes, yes.
encrypt it? Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So data is mainly that is I'm going to cover the next session only. Anyway, you are asking, right? That securely is because sometimes we are transferring the secure kind of information only. That will take care by the integration tools. So MuleSoft is providing plenty of security mechanisms only. Okay. So
No,
because
where it
every
will save, like in the Salesforce, you like in the Salesforce itself, it's supporting, or else some
no,
other,
that we can take care only. Salesforce is not supporting. Salesforce, there are two ways. Salesforce sending the data as a binary format or non-binary format. That depends upon the
correct.
requirement of, because now banking transaction everything is we are converting as a binary or not a binary format. Example I'm talking about. So how we are going to read as a binary, but Salesforce RLs, they are not sending as a binary format, but that is a secure information. Before sending to that, we need to take care only as integration developer. Then we can do the security features. Like there are so many security features which is supported in the MuleSoft. Then we can implement that approach to transfer the data, because everywhere, or sorry, not everywhere, we are always transferring the data. Sometimes that is securely sensitive data, sometimes it's non-sensitive data. That depends upon the requirement. We can take care. So if it is sensitive data, then customer is saying that, then we can take care of how we are going to read the sensitive data. Then once we are reading, and then how we are going to transfer the data to the target system. Example, now your contains card details only. Card details, even integration guy also not able to see that. That is a sensitive information. So the same approach, bank is sending to a target system example, then we can read that sensitive data as it is only, or else they are sending as a non-sensitive that contains a visible format. Then they are saying that, hey, this is the very sensitive data. Before sending to the target system, you can make it as a sensitively or securely, then transfer the data to the target system. That is comes under, while implementing the integration, we can discuss and we can follow the standards.
Okay, okay.
This all comes under requirements, sir. So as an integration developer, example, basic point I'm talking about, I would like to do some integrations only. So as the integration of the first point is, what is the application, what is the format, what is the connector, what is the content of the data, what is the structure they are expecting. These kind of things as integration developer need to understand before start the development. That may be one to one, that may be one to many, that is a synchronous or asynchronous communication. These are the requirement discussions before start any integrations. Clear, sir? Hello, you
Yes,
can
yes,
hear
yes,
me?
Shashank.
Yeah, cool. So if you're fine, okay, I'm closing now. If you have any clarification, we can discuss, or else. Okay, I hope you
I'm
all are
good from my
clear.
end.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm good from my end. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm closing today. Okay, we'll
So,
connect.
sorry, Prashant. That's our
Yeah,
last question from my
yeah,
side.
no worry.
Yeah, so I want to know, so how that market right now from for MuleSoft. So do we
So
expect
MuleSoft,
what are the long term?
no,
So
that is
basically,
no.
this tool,
Last
right? So
see,
we are
let
getting
me.
multiple tools in the market, right? So how can we
I
sustain
understand.
this
Okay, I
MuleSoft
understand.
coming day?
No,
So
MuleSoft is recently they are not introduced only, because as I told you before 2018 also MuleSoft is available. After Salesforce take over the MuleSoft, they keep on adding the new things only. Then they are occupying the business only. Now MuleSoft is a plenty of opportunities also available. Okay, so market also very good in online market, not only like. different countries also I'm talking about. I'm not in India. I'm saying no, I'm in US only.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Okay, sir. We'll see you. Okay, next session. I hope I'm signing off today. We'll connect next session. Thank you all.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
thanks, Sachin.
Thanks, Session.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.